In the super competitive world of hospitality, a hotel's F&B operation, well, it can either be a massive profit center or just a huge drain on your resources. So today, we're going to lay out the strategic blueprint to make sure it's the former. And it really all boils down to one thing: collaboration.
Hello, and a very warm welcome to you. I'm your hotel AI expert, and I'm really pleased to be here to support you on your online learning journey with the Europe Hotel School. My whole purpose is to guide you through the practical, real-world strategies that really define what success looks like in modern hospitality. So, let's get started.
All right, so here's how we're going to build our blueprint piece by piece. First, we'll tackle the absolute foundation, the core partnership. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty, menus and pricing, event logistics, and all your marketing materials. And finally, we'll wrap it all up by looking at the big picture, the strategic payoff.
Okay, let's start at the very beginning, the absolute foundation of profitability. Because before you even think about writing a menu or selling a single event, there's one relationship that has to be perfectly, and I mean perfectly, aligned.
And here it is. The success of your entire F&B operation, it all hinges on the strategic partnership between two key departments, F&B, and you guessed it, sales and marketing. And listen, this isn't just a nice to have or some friendly advice. It is the absolute #1 driver of long-term profit. Period.
Now, when does this coordination happen? The timing here is completely non-negotiable. It has to start right from the get-go, at the earliest stages of planning. You need these two teams working as one, totally in sync, to define the product, nail down the pricing, and map out the promotional strategy. And this is all way before your first guest ever walks through the door.
Okay, so now that we've established that powerhouse partnership, let's look at the very first thing it produces. We're talking about the menus and the pricing. This, right here, is where your F&B product is actually born.
So when the executive chef sits down to design these menus, they're not just thinking about what tastes good. They have to follow 4 really strict rules. Number 1, it's got to be highly profitable. No brainer, right? 2, it needs to be operationally scalable. What does that mean? It means the kitchen has to be able to pull it off flawlessly, whether it's for a small VIP dinner or a massive 500-person gala. 3, it has to perfectly match the hotel's brand. And finally, number 4, there's got to be some wiggle room for custom options because clients are going to ask. And this whole process follows a very clear, very disciplined workflow. So, step 1, the executive chef designs the menus. Then, step 2, and this is a huge one, you can't skip this, the F&B controller comes in. Think of them as the financial watchdog of the department. They meticulously cost out and approve every single item. Why? To make sure it's actually going to make money. And only after that happens can the teams get together and agree on how to handle custom requests.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's a fundamental rule of the business. Finance comes before sales. You absolutely must have those menus fully costed and approved to guarantee your profit margins are real and achievable before your sales team even thinks about showing them to a client. You just can't sell something if you don't know if it makes you money. All right, so we've got a profitable product designed and ready to go. Now, how do we actually deliver it? This next part is all about logistics, that critical handoff from we sold it to we nailed it.
The absolute heart and soul of any event is something called the Banquet Event Order, or BEO. Seriously, if you work in events, the BEO is your Bible. Think of it as the master blueprint, the ultimate operational contract. It's the one single document that tells everyone everything they need to know, from the menu and timings down to what kind of microphone the speaker needs.
This document, this is your secret weapon against chaos and confusion. With a clear, detailed BEO, every single department, we're talking kitchen, service, housekeeping, the AV team, everyone is looking at the exact same game plan. They know precisely what to do and when to do it. There is absolutely no room for, "Oh, I thought you meant..."
But for this BO system to actually work, you need some ground rules, some essential SOPs. For one, your sales team has to understand what the kitchen can realistically handle. They can't be promising things the team can't deliver. Next, you need a crystal clear process for how that final BO gets handed over from sales to F&B, with signatures and everything. What's the end game? It's simple. Zero ambiguity on the day of the event. Everyone knows their part.
Okay, we've got a profitable product. We've got a solid plan to execute it. Now what? Well, now we have to tell the world about it, and that brings us to our marketing collateral.
And surprise, surprise, creating your marketing materials is another joint effort with really clear roles. Think of it like this. The F&B leader owns the what. They are the guardian of accuracy, making sure every single menu item, price, and description is spot on. Meanwhile, the marketing team owns the how. They are the guardians of the brand, making sure every photo, every font, and every word feels right and looks great, totally aligned with the hotel's identity.
And this really hammers home a crucial point about brand consistency. The language, the tone, the feel, it all has to be the same everywhere. It doesn't matter if a potential client is looking at a glossy brochure, your website, or a quick post on social media. The message has to be consistent, coherent, and instantly recognizable as you.
All right, this brings us to the finish line, the strategic payoff. So after all this detailed planning, all this collaboration, all this hard work, what's the point? How do we actually know if we've succeeded?
The answer couldn't be simpler, and it's completely unambiguous. The number one goal, the whole reason we do all of this, is to drive revenue. That's it. Every single step we've talked about, from costing a single ingredient to designing a beautiful brochure, it all serves that one primary goal. And I love this final quote because it gives you the most practical, real-world definition of success you're ever going to hear. A launch isn't a success just because you cut a ribbon and open the doors. No way. It's a success only when your sales team has a product that is 1. Compelling enough for clients to buy, and 2. Realistic enough for your operations team to deliver perfectly, every single time.
And that integrated strategic mindset, that's what separates a good F&B operation from a truly great one. It's the framework that turns all this collaboration into a predictable engine for both revenue and excellence. So, as you move forward in your careers, I want you to carry this question with you. Is your blueprint for collaboration truly built for revenue? Because in any well-run hotel, the answer has to be a resounding yes. We look forward to seeing you apply these principles and become the next generation of leaders in our fantastic industry.